We are live from New York, Saturday night. Whoa. All right. Let's plug this little puppy in and see where we go from there. All right, we're charging, A-okay. Cool. And attack. All right, that is the pressure washer. Water on. Should be good to go. I do kind of want to wear some sunglasses though. It is awfully bright. Are my cheapies? Sure. All right. Let's wash the car. It is a dirty beer. Shika. I need to get a new bottle of this stuff. I wasn't super impressed with it. It's okay. Brake bomber, non-acid. I have a nice cleaner, a really big bottle of Hey, sugar. What's up, baby?
Why are you so suspicious of me today?
I was asking what's up.
Oh,
That's all.
okay. Nothing's up. I'm just hanging out.
I'm recording, just so you know. Okay.
Wow, you don't have a license plate on.
I know. I took it off.
What's the first time you've taken it off since you have the car?
No. New tires. Yeah. Yeah. Which I don't love because they're not the low profile like the other ones are. But they're so expensive. Hair. What, baby? Okay.
Do you know somebody named Zane or Ellie? They say hi.
Hello. don't think I do. I know like 5 or 6 people that are there most of the time. Yeah, it's nice. I need the other one. No, thank you. None of those. Thank you. A little fluffier. It's newer. Creed? Well, hello everyone.
It already looks clean. It doesn't need to look dirty. I know. You do exactly too.
It is very dirty. The ceramic coat helps a whole lot too, as far as keeping it cleaner in between washes. But it isn't like a Teflon coating or anything.
There's 2 birds fighting in the sky. They're fighting. They're fighting.
Uh-huh.
And they're all beating up on that big bird.
Trying to. Like, oh man, I went to the wrong neighborhood. All right. I've only fallen back one time on that crack. Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. Hi, everybody. Really need to be using the other wheel cleaner, but I'm going to use this stuff up. dog borking. It's a very loud little dirt bike. Looks like maybe like a 100 cc, and it's loud. Maybe it doesn't have a muffler, I don't know. Just plastic. Everything's rubber coated or soft plastic coated for car wash and stuff. Well, if it's not, then you probably bought a very, very, very cheap one, because this stuff's pretty cheap already. The chemicals, they get expensive. The pressure washers, those get expensive. But like little brushes and stuff, man, you can find them on Temu really cheap. And I'm talking the same exact ones too. Like there's a tire coating brush that I use that a couple sites, car washing sites, will sell it for like 10 bucks. I mean, it's a tiny little disc with bristles on it. They'll sell it for like 10 bucks, not including shipping. And you get the same one for $2, the same exact one on Temu for 2 bucks. So I bought a couple of them a while back, and it's good. You know, I've dropped it 100 times because I have it attached to the side of my car washing cleaning cart, and I bumped into it a bunch. And it's fallen many, many times. Still good. Bristles are, you know, still super soft, which is great. And as long as you keep it clean, you know, like keep your brushes clean after you wash a car, because, you know, there's a bunch of chemicals and stuff on them, so just rinse them off with some water, usually. And they'll stay a lot longer, stay around. I am considering getting a new one of these. This is a Meguiar's wheel cleaning brush. It's good, but I've had it for a couple years now. A good number of washes with it. Sounds like a biplane. That's what that sounds like, that dirt bike. That thing's ridiculous. These on Amazon, I think, wheel drum brushes. That's good. I imagine cleaning the teeth of a hippo would be like. Granted, yeah, they don't have all that many teeth. But I imagine you use a pretty big toothbrush. lantern? No school. Shouldn't be. This is like detention or something. Okay. Nice. Yeah, it's a pretty clean wheel. Caught on the busket. Give me the busket. Move the camera. Okie dokie. What's up, everyone? Let's go down here. All right. Let's get these wheels. Like I said, trying to use this stuff up a little bit. Good. That was nice. Because I have a very, very good brake cleaner that you have to dilute. It's so strong. And I think that's it for this wheel. Yum. There we go. Bloop. Sorry, I don't feel like talking too much today. I can just enjoy the sounds of bristles cleaning dirt and birds. It's got that little rubber guard, but that's, I think, strictly for so you don't touch the handle on the wheels. I don't think it's for blocking the spray. With summer right around the corner, I'll be doing more of these car washes for sure. Earlier in the morning though, so the sun doesn't bake on everything. All right, the wheels are done. I'd love to be listening to some music right now, but since YouTube doesn't let you without demonetizing, sending you warnings. That's one thing I don't understand. Like other platforms you can't. You know, even TikTok. So like, how does YouTube not have control over a ton of record companies, you know? Why wouldn't they be able to? Let's see what y'all are saying. All right. What's up, Hank? Glad you're here, buddy. Yeah, it's been a while. Glad y'all are talking in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Let's my next step is going to be doing the finer detail stuff first. Whoa. Whoa. All right. I think we can zoom out a little bit while I'm doing this. Yeah. Well, tell you what, so I don't have to keep going back and forth. How's about that? A little better? That'll do, pig. All right, let's get it charging again, though. Just, the mic will probably run out before the phone does. But that's the way she goes sometimes. I'm tempted to pre-spray it here. Give it a little pre-soak. Let's do the dirty back end first. Which way are we facing? Let's go up. That's just to loosen up all the dirt. Because it is dirty. Then I'll spray my soap on there. Let it sit for a minute. It's like a strawberry, no, not strawberry, like a whipped cream covered car. All right, where's my good brush? Right there. Super soft. Some people don't even like using super duper soft. Like, this is a makeup brush. It is ultra soft. And I understand. But some people don't even like using it here. Like, plastics are fine, but like the paint and stuff, I don't know. I'm gonna risk it. It's a nice car, but it's not a show car. And I really do like it. I hope it's pretty for a long time. But most of the time I'm doing the little hard to reach spots. Cracks, crevices, crevice. Stuff that the rag, cloth can't really get to. You know, little camera hole, little badging, marker lights. I mean, you can get to it, but it's not going to be, you're not going to get all of the cracks if you don't use something to get in there. Yeah, and I took off my plate too today, so should be extra good. Extra clean in there. My marker lights on the side here. Go get that one. All right. I'll hit the edge too. Gross. I say gross, but it's literally soapy water. Can't get much cleaner than that. Okay. All right, now my scrubber down. Spray it one more time, I think. Yeah. Don't forget the gas cap. I stepped on one of those yesterday. Not a gas count, but this bush, when the leaves dry out, they become like needles. Not pine needles, but little spikes. They are ridiculously sharp. Some argue the top is the dirtiest part. I think the back bumper is, then the top roof. Well, wheels really, but you know what I mean. As far as the car body goes, the back end kicks up all the dirt and it just sits on your bumper. With the roof, at least you got, you know, rain and water blowing past it, blowing over it. On the bumper, it just collects, sits, gets worse and worse every time. All right, we will use this rag all day. Well, mostly. I have two, but that's all we're using for this entire car. 2 rags, and I'm gonna keep them clean. How do I intend to do that? I use one side, 1/4 of it, for sections at a time. And then when I think it's dirty, it's just an estimation, but when I think it's dirty enough, I'll flip it and use another side. Right. Yeah, it's a lot cleaner. You can feel the difference. It's smoother after that one, you know, pre-rinse kind of. Now I'm going to use the remainder of the rag of this section of it for the very bottom and never use this side again. Because, surprise, that would be the dirtiest. Now I won't use that side ever again. So I'll flip that. Use the top side. I got a FedEx truck. Okay, spray her down. Hey, sweetheart. backpacking it? I love you, sweetheart. I stepped on one of the dry leaves today, like yours. Yeah, I picked up my foot and it was still stuck on it. Yeah, those suck.
Okay, so you are watching this car wash machine is broken? Question mark. Another person said, why did you not hire a peasant to wash? Another person
I
said,
am a
"Gross."
peasant.
Another person said, get your shirt off.
I'll tell you what, I live.
Hank's Hideout is here.
Yeah, Hank is here.
Hi, how are you, Marquise?
I saw. Thank you, sweetie.
Cool.
I love you, baby.
How are you? It looks great.
The butt.
The butt.
Yeah, thank you.
Caked up.
All caked up on a Saturday. Cool. I think I got all the soap. Hey. It's a good place to stop. Middle of the road. That's where most people stop, right? Still have some scratches there from when my car was broken into at the bowling alley. All right. All right. Rescue scrubbing. I like to save the bottom of the car, the side skirts for the end. Not the end, but you know, the end of that section I'm washing. Because, again, it's typically the dirtiest. So I'll save it for the end of the rag. It's a funny video. Well, it was like a short, way too short, of this older guy, probably, I don't know, 65. I don't know, maybe 60. I don't know, honestly. Anyway, he's wearing really short, cut-off jean shorts. And he goes, man, I shouldn't have worn my Hoochie Daddy shorts today. I've been catcalled 17 times. He goes, he called me and said, called out, hey boy, what's that pee-pee do? He says, I don't know, pee? I don't wear shorts often. This is the only time I do. And they're not Hoochie Daddy shorts. I have one pair that aren't that short, you know, but they're above the knee. But these are just more comfortable. And I prefer comfort over style, I guess. Arguably style. All right, let's do the roof. Do I have enough soap on there? Let's do the roof and windshield. In the face. In the face. Okay, that'll do. I swear that never happens. It's a classic joke. All right. Alright, get all the crevices of the windshield way down in there. Got a couple pine needles. Where'd that pine needle go? I know it's over here. I saw it with my own eyes. Huh. Oh no. Now I gotta get the crack on the other side too. A little body strip, weather strip. There we go. All right. That would be a biplane, I think. Yeah. I don't know planes. I know like 3 of them. That's one of them. Always try to keep the direction of the wash in one way, you know. Some ways you can't, like on their back little edges and stuff. You can't go. You got to get it in their sides. Yeah, you heard me right. Glass, I don't think matters. You can kind of wash it however you see fit. But I also don't like letting it sit in the sunlight, direct sunlight, too long. Which today isn't super hot, which is great. But the least amount of time I can let it sit, the better. So that side's done. One more side on that rag and switch rag time. All right, let's wash it. A lot of double spraying, triple, quadruple spraying. go around to the front, I guess. Back, top, side, all the wheels. Okay, I'll move y'all. Amazon. That would suck if my little pressure gun flew off. Went through my window. Let's do the hood. Let's see what y'all are saying. Say, hey boy, what that pee-pee doing? All right, hello Balu. Hi Jared. Hi Salu. Talibek. Maxon. Jazz. Apparently you should have bought an old Dodge. Okay, well, good for you. Oh yeah, they're nice and deep like, okay. I think that might be a Joe Dirt reference. Or no. Dodgeball. Dodgeball reference. When Justin Long is doing they're doing the car wash. The redneck with the dog. Justin Long's washing the wheels. The guy's got his dog on his leash, rubbing, tickling his belly button, saying, "Get in there all nice and deep like." All right, I'm gonna let that sit for just a moment. Not too long because I'm in the sun. But gonna get all the nooks and crannies. Little vents up in here. That guy on Dodgeball, that one scene. That's it. That's the only scene he's in. He's got his shirt halfway lifted and rubbing on his belly button, saying, "Get in there all nice and deep like." It's like 5 seconds. I mean, you put it on your acting resume. You go, "Yeah, I was in Dodgeball. I was redneck guy rubbing belly button." That's what he was. That's wild. Right. You want to make it big in this town, kid. You got to do stuff you're probably not proud of. Maybe he is proud of it. I don't know. I don't think he got like a Academy Award for that one. But maybe some recognition. I remember I look him up, see if he's in anything else. That was the one role that started it all. Redneck belly button rubber with dog. Probably should have sprayed the headlights Got a little, not many, just a couple little bugs. There we go. They're coming off pretty easily though. They're not caked on there, caked up on a Sunday, Saturday, whatever today is. Okay. All right. Got my little halo headlights right ahead. Yeah, I can't see me right now, but you can assume I'm here. Just toothbrushing the grill. I imagine it would probably be pretty easy washing, detailing a Tesla. They don't have a lot of, nooks and crannies. I don't think. Now the Cybertruck for sure doesn't. That's just one big polygon. I imagine that one would be pretty quick for a wash, if it doesn't rust. Yeah, my brand new car is rusting. Oh, really? Did you paint it? Nope. Came from the factory like this. Oh man, did you get a good price on it? No. It's $130,000. Oh my God, dude. Hey, what's wrong with you? I drive by a Tesla dealership every day, almost every day. And there have been, I don't know, I'll say 50, 60 Cybertrucks, not even in the parking lot, like it's overflow from the parking lot, out in the grass. They've been there for 6 months, and they only add to them. They never move. Maybe they move a little bit, like maybe they wash them, I don't know. But those aren't getting sold. Probably all on recall. I don't know. But in my personal opinion, that is the ugliest car vehicle I've ever seen that made it to production. I mean, even the PT Cruiser, that's got more style. You can't argue that. PT Cruiser has more style than the Cybertruck. That's right. And if I was given a Tesla, I'd drive it for sure. That'd be awesome. But I don't think I'll be buying one. Certainly not a Cybertruck for how many infamously famous problems that they have right off the rip. They did not do a lot of quality control on that vehicle, it seems. And I think it's ugly as hell. But some people think this car's ugly as hell. And that's fine. We all got opinions. You're allowed to have opinions. You're allowed to speak your mind. Not always, consequence free. Depends on what you're saying and where you're saying it. But the fact that you can say it, that's an American thing. All right, that one's done. We will not use that anymore. That is the end of that rag. Okay, now let's hose her down. Front's done. Driver's side's done. Give me that. Now on to the passenger side. Roof is done. Hood is done. Yeah, cool. I'll scooch y'all over here. A little overcast, which is slightly threatening. That's all right. Hello, rocket ship person, born real. Gloomy Ace, what's up? Been a while, Ace. Hope everything's going A-okay. Hope you're doing great. All right. Thank you, Dr. Frazier. Appreciate that. Now let's make it clean. Let that sit for a moment. Just a moment. While I get all the nooks and crannies. Smell cigarettes. I really wish I knew how far that was. Every now and then I'll smell it. Is someone smoking? I always wonder, like, how far away did I smell that? Is it 2 houses over? Is it 6 houses over? I do have a good sense of smell, and I do have a pretty strong sense of smell. There's a difference between knowing how to, like, identify a smell as opposed to, hey, I smell something, you know. But I think both are pretty good for me. Still smell it. I don't know what brand or anything, but it's not bad. I do not like the smell of cigarettes in my face, but a breeze with it, kind of nostalgic. My parents don't smoke. They didn't smoke, but it's just like, you know, you've most likely smelt it at some point in your life as a kid. And hopefully it's not attached to any bad memories. My neighbor, my buddies growing up next door, their dad smoked a lot. I don't have any bad memories associated. Yeah, I wonder who that is. My old neighbor next to me, she used to smoke. But she does not live here anymore. Why is it so rough? Huh. Feels like, yeah, weird. Almost syrupy. It's so rough. You know? Almost sticky. It's got some grip to it, which I do not like. Paint generally should not have a grip to it on your car. It's a good rule of thumb. Unless you paint your car in, like, bed liner, which has been done by Jeeps. rock crawlers, ATVs. Yeah, it's a little sticky-ish. I wonder what that is. Ooh. It's not as bad as it was, but it was weird. I guess I just need to get it ceramic coated again, which is expensive. A good ceramic coat will last you, well, it depends because there is different qualities. Some last 3 years, some last 5 years, some claim to last 7 years. I got this one, I guess, about 2 years ago. It's still good. It's not perfect, but you can see the water beading up there. You know, part of that's keeping the car clean, but a lot of it is from the ceramic coat. Still, you know, making the water bead. Here we go. All right. Soap check. Nothing. 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 Looking good. All right. Let's wipe her down. I would pop the trunk, but it's clean. I've seen it very recently. So All right, let's use the, I think they sent me this for free. So this one or the other one? That one, yeah. That's my beefy boy. This thing's awesome. Forgot who makes it. Black line. All right. Hello, everyone. Ace said hi. Ace is sick. Sorry to hear that. Misty Blue. Yeah. Yeah, I bet like kids that grew up with parents that smoked, you can spot that smoke a mile away, like you said. Ta-da. Yeah, I love doing that part. You don't even have to press hard. It's just magic. I think I remember the brand, Misty. I used to work at CVS. We sold cigarettes. Or they did. I don't know. I wouldn't say I was a company man. For my however many years, 3 years at CVS. I was just a cashier. That was a long time ago. That was high school. At the end of high school, definitely. So yeah, still high school though. Maybe like 11th grade, 12th grade, and then another year or so after that. I surprisingly didn't have to repeat any grades. That's something. Because I am not a smart man. We will do this. I'll wipe it all the way down. And then go get the leaf blower. And then blow it. Get in all the spots that I can't get to. Like in there, in the mirror. There's that cigarette. Right. I get right in here, dry spot, relatively dry. And that's when the leaf blower is going to come in handy right here too. This is a big area that leaves a bunch of water. And I'll hit this last, pop the trunk, and get all the nooks and crannies in there so it doesn't keep leaking, you know. But I'm gonna wait till I dry everything I can with this, and then because that's gonna be dirty in there when I pop the trunk. Just collects dirt. Like I said, it's not terrible. It's just, I don't know, not really grimy enough for me to worry about it. I got all that. And yes, I do know my hair is wild. Kind of growing it back out. Give it a couple years. Get down to this middle of my back or so. Yeah, a couple years from now for sure. That's middle of the back territory. Anyway, it's gotta grow out and it's gotta look stupid, right? All those little rock dings on the clear F paint protection film. And car. And you can afford this here. Idea. At least on the front. But if you could do it on the entire car, that'd be pretty good too. It's very expensive for an entire car though. A lot of kick up crap right there. I don't love that. Like I said, I still gotta go get the blower. It looks like a little drop of sap. Okay. All right. I guess just bear with me while I go grab the blower, the leaf blower. Where can I hang this to dry? All right. That's not the best spot, but better than nothing. All right. My phone's charged, so I can just use this little guy. Washing the car. When you, Erwin, when you find out what car washes, whoops, there we go. What, like run through car washes due to your car's paint, you would gasp, potentially, I don't know. Probably not as insane as a lot of us car detailers. Yeah, car washes, the run through, the drive through kind will ruin eventually your paint. All those brushes, because they might clean them at the end of the day, maybe. But you know, what if the car right before yours was a truck that went muddy? Well, now that mud, dirt, rocks are in the bristles, you know? And it's whipping around and beating the crap out of your car's paint. Yeah. If you have the time, you can get the materials pretty cheap and wash it yourself and save your paint job an extra couple of years of looking good. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go get the blower, so hang with me, I guess. Keep the mic back on. I don't know if it's gonna stay connected all the way to the back, but we shall see. Blow dry
Are you done? Almost?
done with the wet part.
Okay.
And it's blow drying it. and wetting
Shiny.
it Again.
It looks dry.
Pretty dry. And if that tank, my deionized water, was fresh, meaning like the filter, the resin was super fresh, I wouldn't worry about it because it's going to dry and you're not going to see the droplets because that's what the deionized water does. It's not fresh, so our hard water will dry and leave streaks, and that's what the tank does.
How long does it have to be there before it's not fresh anymore?
Depends on how hard the water is. Ours is pretty hard. It doesn't last as long as someone with not as hard water. So we have a lot of not chemicals, but parts per million in our water of the stuff in it, I guess. I don't know everything about it, but the harder, the dirtier the water, the least amount of time the resin is being filtered through. So
Somebody made a joke about you talking about hard water. And then somebody said, washing the car. What? You have money for that type of car? I think you can splurge for a car wash. But we don't trust the car wash people.
that's right. Going off on a whole rant there.
They go a little rough on it sometimes.
No, I'm not saying don't go get a car wash. Depending on how you value your car's paint. But be aware.
Oh, headphones. Okay.
Always check. Always.
Don't blow away any little birdies.
It's never happened to me, knock wood, but I don't want no spider or roach crawling in my ear whenever I put these on.
Oh my
Can you imagine like
No, I
Australians?
never thought about that. Ugh, no, I never thought about that. Now I'm gonna think about it.
You should.
I do think about it when I put
Shoes.
my rain boots on because they sit out in the garage with the spiders. Okay, bye. Love you. Bye. No, I don't want to see. I don't want the camera to see me.
It's a lot. It's just sitting in the nooks and waiting to drip, waiting for gravity to hit, for the brakes to go boom. It's all just sitting in there. Done blowing.
You look nice.
Hmm?
I like your Goodwill tank.
Thank you.
It looks good.
It's $2.
How long have you had those shorts?
They're less than 5 years.
Nuh-uh, really?
Yeah. I got them with you on a Goodwill run.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I do have a pair that's much older though, I think, still. I think. I may have thrown them away by now. I don't know. There's all my rusty water.
Your bowling bag.
Mhm.
Oh.
And by the way, I need to secure all those pins. I'm tired of every now and then one coming undone, and I'm digging for it in my bag and my shoes, and I can't put it back on, or because I have the ones that lock. Put them on, and then you screw in a tiny little screw into the side that locks it. So I need to just do that with all of them. No more messing around. I'll stream that excitement. Body.
Your car and your bowling bag and your chamois all match.
I like the black and red color scheme. Not for everything, but I do like it.
And your
What?
duct tape Converse shoe.
Oh yeah. I like black and white. I like black and red. I like black. I like red. But I kind of only like white whenever it's mixed with something. I don't think I'll ever voluntarily just wear a white shirt. Okay.
Yeah. I just dropped something.
Unless it's like an undershirt or I don't wear button-down shirts very often. I'm not going to the office anymore. Even when I did, didn't have to wear button-down shirts, so not there. I told everyone I'm gonna start washing the clip. Let's see, it'll be on my YouTube Shorts here in probably 4 or 5 days. I have it scheduled. Anyway, about the Hoochie Daddy Shorts. That clip. I don't know. It peaks. I'd like to. I have to do this in the garage though.
Why?
Well, this isn't a paint exactly, but it isn't a cleaner. It's a coating. So it's for plastic, all plastics, and it puts in a layer of gel isn't the right word, but it blackens plastic again. So it has to be very dry, whatever surface you're on, and completely out of the sun. Because if it's hot, plastic's hot, if the sun's beating down on it, it is going to cure very quickly in blotches.
Oh.
And you don't want that. It looks like crap. So if you try to spray paint your truck, your trunk.
How did you learn all this?
What was
How did you learn all this stuff?
all the videos? YouTube. Being obsessed with it, I guess, for a little while.
When you lowered it down, I saw some water drip down. When you lowered it down, I saw water drip down. Is there still some stuck up in the lips? Oh. On the inside. So the rest just air dries?
Yeah, from here on out.
Have you seen those videos where they take a little plug out of the side of the inside of the door and a bunch of water comes out? Is
Yeah.
that real?
Yeah, if a car has, usually it's like if there's a leak, you know, if the weather stripping's not doing its job of keeping the water out, it'll start building up in the door itself and you can hear it go.
Really?
So, yeah, that's one of them. They're drain plugs.
Can we check my car?
I don't think you have it, baby, but sure.
I went in the hurricane water.
I know. But I would have heard it, I think, by now. Closing the door, having it slosh.
Beautiful.
What?
It looks good.
It's right at the point of like curiously overcast or getting right there. All this is fine.
Think it'll rain?
Right there, it's like, wait a minute. What are you saying? But it also says blue skies today. No rain today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I just want to put in the bar for a couple of days. It's gonna rain eventually. I just want to clean for a couple of days. Look at that. Spend time. show you.
Bye, honey.
It's not bumpy in the sense that, I mean, it is bumpy, but it's not so textured that it is, you can feel it, but you can see it. And that's what I feel. It's whenever you paint a car, there's a lot of sanding that goes into painting a car even after you paint it. After you put on like, 3 coats of paint, go back over it and sand it, like 1500 grit sandpaper, super fine stuff. Paint it again, sand it, paint it, paint it, so you get perfect. And those guys, it's a lot easier to make less mistakes. Still happens though, even on Ferraris and Lamborghinis, I've seen it. Not with my own eyes, but the guy I watch, Larry, this channel is Ammo NYC. He watches details and PPF and all that stuff for cars. And he does some very, very expensive high-end cars. Anyway, so you see like a, $500,000, $1 million car, $2 million car, roll in there, and my charger. And like when he's detailing it, he'll be like, "Oh look, there's orange peel on this," or the manufacturer, like it can be brand new. The manufacturer didn't finish sanding here, or they missed a spot, or here, like it happens. It's less frequent, but it happens with really expensive cars. Yeah, it's a good channel if you want to learn definitely the basics, but you'll definitely learn a lot more than that too with that channel. Ammo NYC. Let me plug that back in. All right. Hi, everybody. Trying to zoom out. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and clean up the car washing supplies. Did I get that section here when it was polished? It was just, like the polishing wheel. A little bit was hit on the windshield. And, it comes off, but it's just, there's still a little tiny bit on the paint. And I do mean a tiny bit. But it's just enough to annoy me. All right, this is my setup. That's a deionizing water tank right there. That's my hose reel. That's a pressure washer. That's my hose coming from the outside for my wash buckets and stuff. And now I'm gonna wheel it up. Turn that off. Maybe made the shelf a little too high. Leave that plugged in for a sec. Turn off the water. Turn off the deionizing tank. That's what that is. And get all the water as much as you can out of the lines. Just so it's not sitting in there collecting calcium and mineral deposits sitting in your hose. I like this little setup.
I like it a lot. Hose reel. This hose reel was, no, I don't think it was more expensive than the pressure washer because it's a cheap pressure washer. It does exactly what I need to do, but this is a well-made hose reel, let's put it that way. It is called, I think it's Cox Reels, yeah, COX. That's right. You didn't mishear me. They make good reels, as dumb as that sounds. Like, wow, this guy's going off on how good his metal reel is. Yeah. I want to say it was like $80 for this stupid thing. And the pressure washer, I think. It's just a cheapy Craftsman. I really wanted a nice one, but they're very expensive. They get very expensive. $100, $120, maybe. I got it a few years ago. I would not recommend reeling this up the way I'm doing it if you don't have the kind of hose that is kink free, because although it looks like this one's kinked up really bad, it just needs like one little turn because it is a anti-kinking hose. It's very special. Let's try to figure this out without. Well, I guess we're going through. It just doesn't pinch, which is really great. It just sits in a loop, you know. And this, the joint, the fitting on here is 360, so you could turn it, you know, however you want without it getting super messed up. Come on, go through there. There we go. See, I didn't actually need to go through that. I just needed to get the right twist. Yep. Make it nice and even. That's what I was saying about this tank. The water from the house goes into the tank, and there's a bunch of resin in there. Kind of looks like a million gabillion silica packets in there. Anyway, it filters all the bad, dirty, calcium-filled water in here, and then spits it back out to the pressure washer. The pressure washer comes out to the hose reel, and the hose reel connects to the pressure washer wand, as they call it. And I get completely spot-free water. You don't even have to dry it. I'm not even joking. You can sit in the sun, it can dry, and there won't be any water spots, because there's no particles in the water if you have that kind of setup. And you have to stay on top of it too. Right now it is not fresh resin in there, unfortunately. Yep.
So
I have to keep it dry, the car, after I wash it. or it would get spotty. And then you gotta get it polished. Polish it up real nice. Thank you for the hose tips. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. I gotta dump the dirty water. Actually, let's go ahead and clean the. Let's do the wheels next. Wheels and tires. And this is the wheel cleaner, and this is the tires. Nope. The tire and the wheel, the tire and the car one look similar. That's the car refresher. It smells really good. My favorite one. Where are you, wheel? Seal and shine. No, that's. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Car tires. Car body. Yeah, it's got a picture of a tire on it. You figure you can figure that out. Anyway. This is my little brush I was talking about. Little nubby little thing. Anyway, gotta coat the wheels, make sure they're dry. Everything's dry. Yeah. Like I said, I don't like doing this in the sun, and the sun's coming back out. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You don't want to go super thick on this stuff. I'm only going a little heavier than I normally would because these are new tires, so I don't think they have a coating on it. I could be completely wrong, but I'm doing this to like soak in this coating because it's never been coated by me. But the reason I like this one so much is it's quite inexpensive. Turtle Wax brand, Hybrid Solutions Graphene Acrylic Tire Shine. And it lasts, I'd say, you have great looking tires for a good 3 weeks. You can probably get away with it for a month if you're not doing a lot of driving in dirty areas. But I would suggest doing it, I don't know, depends on how often you wash your car. But if you wash it once a month, I would say you could do this every car wash. If you wash your car every week, I would say do it every other car wash. And then every now and then, I don't know how often, but every now and then, you should definitely clean all that crap off of it. All the nasty coating, dirt buildup, road grime, and everything. And then start fresh. We gotta take a break, but don't nobody go nowhere. I'm kidding. I'm not taking a break. That's just from a movie. And if you can name that movie, I'll give you a high five. I got new tires on the back. I mean, really, they're for the front, but whenever you get new tires, the tire shop will put the new ones in the rear. And they'll swap out. Yeah, I can see the grit. I need to wash these. I need to scrub these clean next time. Anyway, so yeah, they put the new ones in the rear and the older ones up front. Hello. But they're different tires. These, the front ones, aka the ones that it came with, the ones that I had on it, are a little more lower profile than the ones that I bought to replace. Because man, they're so expensive. I think I want to say 2 very middle of the road, non-expensive tires for this wheel size was $700. 2. Installed with a warranty, but discount tire company. That's a lot of freaking money. Fortunately, too, I don't drive all that much, so they'll last a lot longer. Hey, wife lady.
What you doing now?
Tire. Then I'll do wheels.
Cute little brush.
A little stumpy brush. I'm just complaining about how much the tires cost. If I were to get the same exact replacements as what was on here, because I did not, but if I were to get those same ones, I think it would have been closer to $1,000 for two tires. Because they're lower profile, they're a little more stylish, if you will. They're not any safer, than one that's $200-300 less. They might last a little longer. The rubber might be a tiny bit thicker, but mostly for aesthetics. If you take the micrometer and measure the distance between the wheel lip to the tire, or just the thickness of the tire edge to tire edge, these are chubbier. So when you have a lower profile, the car sits that much lower and it looks that much cooler. So like those up front, those are the old ones that I like.
Stuck on speed bumps like low riders?
What?
You get stuck on like a speed bump?
No, I mean it is possible, but not with a 1/16 of an inch. Appreciate it. But usually the car's height will affect, like if you get caught on a speed bump or a parking curb.
Yeah, but like if you have a really steep driveway, like outside of Best Buy over there,
Yeah.
where people grind
Mhm.
their car bottom all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What was that kid selling?
Don't know. I don't care. Something I don't want.
Hot.
It's hot?
Yeah, for him to be walking around selling.
Oh, yeah. It's not a bad day though. Like this is pretty nice as far as whatever month it is, May. It's gonna be May. Let me take these off though. Where is my little tire, or excuse me, wheel cleaner? That's this one. That's this black one. Yep, wheel protection wax. And I have a brush for this.
Babouche?
Is this it? Leather conditioner. Oh, there it is. I need to throw this one away. Babushka?
I thought you said babouche. In my French lessons on Duolingo, I'm learning body parts, and la bouche means the mouth.
What level are you on? 18, 19, something like that now?
I think so. But do you remember in the 90s there was a band called La Bouche? And they sang la 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 dee da 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 da.
Yeah.
Be
I didn't know that was the name.
that band name, I guess it's called.
Babushka.
Yeah.
That's the little doggy ramp.
Yeah, thank you so much for getting that.
I didn't want you to see it whenever, before you saw it in person up there. So I tried to hide it the best I could.
Oh,
All right. Nice. I'll tell you what, let's bring the camera over here, huh? Y'all can see a nice, well, it's not like these are, not like I went mudding in these, but I'll give you a nice little before and after. Maybe you can see the difference, maybe you cannot. Hey, we got 69 viewers. All right. All right. Can y'all see that? Yeah, sure you can. Cool. Eh. If anyone is out there watching that wants to sponsor me with, you know, some car washing products, I'll try them out.
Or bang energy drinks.
Or energy drinks, even, yeah, especially energy drinks.
Yeah.
I will try every single one of those. Even the tea, or no, mushroom-based ones. Ugh, they're not great, but they get the job done.
Energy wise?
Mm-hmm. They have the mushroom-based ones. They're not good. They're usually the skinnier cans, like the Celsius-shaped ones,
Yes.
the thinner ones. Yeah, they have plant-based, mushroom-based energy drinks. And they're never as sweet, you know, they're a little more earthy. You don't really want that in a drink unless you're drinking tea. But that's their claim to fame, is, you know, they're not using all that extra crap in there. They're just using plant-based. What's up, baby? I can't hear you, baby.
These dumbbells, did we put them up for sale yet?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Huh?
Sorry.
Oh. For what?
I don't know, because you can't hear me.
Now I'm switching sides here, so now I'm wiping off the coating, or wiping off the part that I wiped on. I love you, sweetheart. Yeah, if anyone wants to sponsor me with some energy drinks, protein drinks, car wash products, I'll try them all. All right. Okay. What do you think? Looks pretty good. Let's get this. I can't see because I have the brightness set all the way off. There you go. Turn the brightness back down. Booyah. Let's see if you can notice a difference before and after. You don't really need a lot of this stuff. That bottle should last me probably the entire life of this car. It reminds me, there's a smell from way back in the day. I used to play paintball a lot, and I don't know what that is. The smell in that lifetime of whether it was the oil in the paintball, in the paint itself, the coating, maybe the smell of my paintball gun case, I don't know, but this always reminds me of it, and I always forget about it until I do my wheels, and I'm like, oh yeah, it smells like that. You'll hear the birdies, little crows or whatever those are, grackles. good here. I get the spot. If not, let's hit it again. Alright, let's wipe it clean now. Now it'll shine a good extra 15%. But more importantly, coat the wheel so that it stays cleaner longer. Like I said, I just flip it to the dry side. You should probably use 2 different ones, but I'm not so concerned. This isn't a show car. I have to do the interior too. It's a mess. It's so dirty and dusty. That'll be for another day. I'm not doing that today. I didn't see a nice lady that walks her dog over here, well, down the road. Our dog's name is Juju. It's a little sweet old pup. I forget her name though, unfortunately. The human's name. What is the dog's name? Okay. Alright, what do you think? Before and after? I wish there was a filter I could just turn on and off. Alright, let's move it. Move it around. God, I can't even see. Is the phone even on? Did it overheat? I don't know. Oh. Okay, 92%. Cool. I still got enough life left to do the other wheels. Come with me, and you'll see. There you go. Like I said, you don't need much of this to have a great looking wheel. I don't use this stuff every single time, because it doesn't really need it every single time. It's kind of like the tire coating, you know, it lasts for a while. This stuff lasts longer than the tire coating though. And what this does is it acts like a Teflon pan. dirt and crap. It kind of falls off of it and doesn't stick to it. It clogs the pores, you know, the microscopic pores of the wheels and paint. So nothing gets attached to it, you know. If anyone out there knows Charlie, Penguin Z0, send him my info. Send him my channel. Seems like a pretty cool guy. We don't have the exact same interest, but who does? Probably a lot of people. But it's not my argument here. Just seems like a pretty fun guy to hang out with. Very successful YouTuber. I know he lives in Florida though, not Texas. It could be difficult hang out with him. All right. I think this was the starting point. Maybe one more over. Zoop. Zoop. All right. Now that they're coated, flip this sucker. I really should get a different one. These are so cheap, like maybe a quarter a piece. Getting in there nice and deep like. All right, that's wheel number 3. Let's go to number 4. Not a lot of people watching wheel cleaning. It's all right. If I get 1 subscriber, that's pretty cool, right? Slow and steady, but a loyal audience, I guess. Now 1 person subscribe is like, you know, I like car detailing. Maybe I'll watch this guy. As opposed to someone that subscribed because they saw a YouTube short. And it was just like, ha, this is funny, subscribe. Which is great. But you know, I'm not providing, I don't know, thoughtful content that way. It's just funny stuff. I don't know. Man, that smells exactly like whatever it was in the paintball days. I was talking about paintball the other day on stream. And I got reminiscent about it. It was very cool. I like doing it. I'm sure it has changed quite a bit, at least the technology with the paintball markers these days. Everything, I'm sure, is electronic. It used to be just the really expensive, I mean, I'm sure they're expensive now too, but back in the day, you could get different non-electronic guns, paintball markers for, you know, you get a brand new one for $200. That was decent, you know, maybe 300. You know, you got to buy a barrel, a good barrel, spend an extra 50 to 100 on one of those. And anyway, back in the day, it was, I'm trying to think of the expensive ones. Angel was extremely expensive. I think those started at like $1,000 new. DYE I think they made some electronic markers as well. Bushmaster made some, called them bushies. I don't know if that was just my group of guys that called them that. But yeah, they were some sick looking guns. When I started getting kind of out of it, when I stopped going all the time, my neighbor at the time was getting into it, or was into it. And so I would still see like stuff coming out, you know, new stuff, and stuff that he bought that was new for his generation. And that was cool. Hoppers started changing quickly. They probably maxed out like everything they can do with them now. But I remember there was, again, I haven't researched anything paintball related in 15 years, but they had this one attachment for one of them. It was called a Sidewinder attachment, I think. And it was a hopper, any old hopper you wanted. You put, yeah, you have the gun here, and then there was this mechanism that was like a dial almost, you know, like a circle. And the paintballs from the hopper were on the other side of the gun, and they would be fed through this hose. It's this little hose that went through the little gear mechanism thing and would feed the paintballs that way. It looked goofy but cool too at the time. I'm sure it looks like crap now, but yeah, that was cool. I never saw that before. One of the guys, one of the pro players that went out there had that, and that was really neat. Sidewinder attachment, I think. I don't know. I need to throw this away though. All right, y'all. Well, it's kind of the end of my car washing stream for now. Appreciate everyone tuning in. And thanks for watching. And I'll be back maybe tomorrow doing the inside of the car. So have a good day. Have a good weekend. Be safe.